much money. Whoa! Hello, this is Pastor Bob and Jan.
PB and J here.
We're glad to be with you on a Tuesday.
Yes, indeedy. And you know what that means? It's time for our question of the week for croissants.
Just send us your question from the Bible, and if we pick your question to answer, then you get a croissant from Flying with Jerome.
And they are good. Let me tell you, if you haven't been there, put it on your list to do this week. He's open Tuesday through Sunday.
7:30 to 2. Okay.
Excellent.
By the way, send your question to Jan's email, okay? And we'd like to pick your question next week so you too can have a croissant from Jerome.
This week's winner is Dottie.
Oh, Dottie.
Yeah. Congratulations, Miss Dottie.
I trust she's back in town. I think she was only supposed to be gone for 2 Sundays, and she's been gone for 2 Sundays.
So this is your week, Dottie.
Yeah.
You get to be back in town.
Back on the
See
Zoom
our
prayer
lovely
meeting.
faces on Zoom prayer and get a croissant at Jerome's. So Dottie's question is...
I get my Bible here for
all right, the Preaching Bible.
The Preaching Bible.
What is
Big
this? What is the sign of Jonah?
That's a good question, and it is all taken from the book of Matthew. There's other places, but Matthew chapter 12, verse 38, some of the scribes and Pharisees answered him, saying, "Teacher, we would wish to see a sign from you." Okay, they always wanted to see a sign, and there were many signs that were given about the Lord Jesus Christ from the prophets, and he fulfilled those signs to them. But they wanted another sign. They wanted something they could put their hands on. Well, he said, an evil and adulterous generation seeks for a sign. But no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. Just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh will rise up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and behold, something greater than Jonah is here. The sign of Jonah, then, is the burial of the Lord Jesus Christ. He was in the grave for 3 days. And so when he came out of that grave, if they would have been paying attention to this, the religious leaders, they would have said, wait a minute, 3 days, 3 nights, Jonah was in the belly. Wait a minute, could this be? But they didn't do that. What did they try to do? They tried to refute it. They paid the guards to say the disciples came by night and stole the body of the Lord Jesus Christ. So they refused to accept the sign that was given to them. So the sign of Jonah is, of course, the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ after 3 days in the grave. Good question, Dottie. And that means you win a croissant from Jerome. Stop in next week and pick up your croissant. We'll let him know. Jan will text. You text him.
I text him.
Okay, text him the name.
Bonjour, Jerome. Anyway, great question.
We missed you last Sunday, Dottie, at church. We missed many people, but we had, 37, I believe it was. So we are thankful for that. It was a good Sunday. And of course, we're very thankful to be able to provide the active order of worship as well. So that's what we're.
Also a really great message from Heath.
Yeah, he preached a very good sermon. Yeah.
So if you haven't listened, go to the church website and listen to that message.
Yeah, well, it was also on the active order of worship. He had recorded it earlier in the week for that.
But there are a lot of people that watch us that don't get that active order of worship. Because you know this is the World Wide Web.
They're watching us. Pastor Bob and Jan, PB and J. By the way, speaking of Heath, he'll be hosting the Zoom prayer meeting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. That information should have been sent out today for those that gather that information, and you can join us for prayer. You can be part of that. If you need prayer yourself, you can ask for prayer, and also just by being part of it, just seeing your face, it's good to have you join us for the Zoom prayer meeting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock.
And then there are some of us that stay afterwards for a little chat time.
A little chit-chat, Zoom chat.
Some people eat.
Yeah, we noticed that sometimes people make their screen go blank, and we've heard Glandons sometimes eating tacos.
Anyway, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what happens in a Zoom meeting, right?
Anyway.
Well, we'll be back, let's see, later in the week. Yeah, and of course, next Tuesday when we'll have another question for a croissant. So send us your question from the Bible. We'll pick a question. If we pick your question to answer, then you win a croissant from Jerome, Flying with Jerome. And so today, thank you for watching. This is Pastor Bob and Jan.
PB&J. Bye, everybody.
Bye.